If you are very serious about entering the world of trading, day trading, buying an asset, selling an asset, swing trading, you name it, and rely on that to have a steady income, this is what you must know. The reality is, every person goes into trading with one outcome in mind, and that's what? To make money. I want to make money. How can I replace my job? And how can I, rely on this income with trading? Is there a way to trade consistently and to rely an income from it? That right there. And you must ask yourself, what are the skills that I need in order to make that happen? Because every job, you understand that you have to have some level of skill that you can rely on in order to do really good at this job, and therefore you can have a steady income you can rely on to enjoy with your life, right? So with trading, we all come to trading. We have to look into those questions and find out, and then so you can work towards it. But when you come into trading, you come to realize that, oh my goodness, the barrier to entry is so low. You don't even know what skill you actually need to have. Is the skill just entering a trade, in and out of a trade? Is that what it is to make it, in trading? And the reality is true that when it comes to trading, there is really no hard skill. You know what I mean? You only need to click a button to enter a trade. And sometimes, most of the times really, you can enter a trade for no reason whatsoever, and you can make money. Yeah. And guess what? You can even have a reason to enter this trade and make money. And guess what? You can have a reason to enter this trade, lose money. Ding, ding, ding. And as well as what? You could have no reason to enter this trade and then lose money. So it's very clear that entering and exiting a trade is not the skill. The ability to click of a mouse is not the skill. What is it? Right? And that's the question that we all have to go through and ask ourselves, right? And that's what this video is going to answer that. We must know. You must know these skills that I'm about to mention to you in order for you to really have a grasp when entering this world of trading, and how to maneuver around it, and how to at least get closer to a steady income. Okay? Because I can't promise you. It will depend on you. Trading just depends on you. And how far you want to go, and what results you want to see, and what you want willing to pay to get that result. So, what are the skills? Here are the 3 skills that you need to know. First, let me get comfortable. I always wanted to do that. All right, here we go. All right, so the first one is this. The first one is thinking in probability. Thinking in probability means literally living that way and thinking that way. It's kind of hard to explain this when it comes to trading. You know what I mean? You have to just experience it. And what I really mean is this, all right? In the real world that we live in, not the world of trading, in the real world, things happen the way they're supposed to happen, right? We have an expectation of how things should happen, right? You have a set of schedule and pattern that you do from the moment you wake up to all the way going to work and coming back from work and going home, right? Any disruption happens, you will be surprised. Your whole day, you'll be like, what the heck is going on, right? You go in the car and your car is not working, and it's been working for the past months and months and months, and now your day disrupted, right? And so that pattern right there, this is supposed to happen, this is supposed to happen, this is supposed to happen. Now, in the world of trading, when you transition from that way of thinking to entering the world of trading, you'll be shocked, because you have to accept that there's going to be a certain percentage that you will not get what you want. And you coming from the world of consistency, how things supposed to happen throughout your life, things you can't have an expectation, or else we don't function as a society if some level of things don't happen consistently. But in the world of probability, it's not necessarily like that. And that's what, and so you have to go through that transition of thinking in probability. You know what I mean? From the non-trading world. So in this transition, you know what I mean? In this transition, you're going to naturally apply the way you think in the world to trading. And you're going to experience a lot of crazy emotions, of depressions and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, for example, you took this trade because it's your setup, and yet it still didn't go in your direction. How do you feel? Exactly. You feel your self-worth and self-esteem goes down. Now imagine that's happening consistently for weeks. How would you feel? The level of depression you will go to all the way down. Trading can get you all the way there. Now on top of that, this is your hard-earned money, hard-working money that you just lost because of that, as a result. And also on top of that feeling. So there we go. There we go. There we go. Now to fix this, I'm going to give you the proper view of how to fix this. How do you have an easy transition from this world of thinking to the world of trading? An easy transition. An easy transition, number one, is understanding this exists. And number two, then how do you maneuver it? Right? And number two is this. Real man, come here. Number two is accepting this reality. That there's difference in the world of thinking probability, trading, and the non-world. Separate that out. Once you come in to do your trading, you have to put that cap on. All right? You think in probability. All right, cool. Every setup that you take, keep in mind of your percentage of your strategy. What is it? Let's assume you have a 75% win rate of your setup that you follow every single day. And you have 75%? All right, cool. As soon as you see your setup, you go ahead and click the button to enter the trade. And then you know what you do? You sit back, you relax. You allow that 75% to do its thing. All right? If it comes back and it's the other 15% that did its thing, understand that you accepted that. You accepted that there's a 15% chance. That's right. That you're not going to get this trade. Are you following me? So when you have that acceptance and understanding, so that means, guess what? You don't have to attach your self-worth anymore. Because this is probability. Ding, 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 ding. So you feel better. Do you feel better now? Exactly. So don't attach your self-worth. The very fact that you have to attach your self-worth means that you have attached your self-worth. Like you actually thought you could control that. You didn't allow the probability to do its thing. Right? I need to really emphasize the idea of thinking probability. Right? Because that is literally the hardest thing ever. And this also involves emotion. Most of the emotion comes from this gap of not thinking probability. You know? And in the real world, you're going to rely on a set of skills to depend on to make money, right? And if you don't perform those skills, you're going to, essentially kind of blame yourself. You know? You're a doctor. You've made a mistake on this procedure. You arrived late at your, important appointment with your client, with your patient. You're a lawyer. You're late on, arriving your patient. You're a lawyer and you lost this case. The reason why you feel and you attach your self-worth to these things in the real world is because you have control. Because you have some level of control, that you have control. So therefore, you can have an expectation of an outcome. And if that outcome does not happen, the fact that you had control, you're gonna have essentially this. You're gonna talk to yourself, bruv. Which makes sense, right? You have the sense of accountability. That's what I mean by that, right? You're gonna have that. But in the world of probability, no, you don't need to do that because you have no control. So relax. Trust me, you're gonna go through this. It's gonna be so hard. But sit back, relax, allow the probability to do its thing and consistently follow your trading setup, your trading strategy. And let go of that. Until you let go of that, you're always going to feel that way. So think in probability and let go. And allow the probability to do its thing. The 75% of your win rate to do its thing. The 80% of your win rate to do its thing. Are you following me? Okay. When you allow the 80% of your win rate to do its thing, that also means the 20% you have to accept and let it go. There's that 20% chance you might not get this, and that's okay. You know why that's okay? Because you follow your trading system. You know, part of your trading system is acknowledging that 20%. So therefore, you're going to go ahead and have a risk-reward ratio that you're okay with if it goes to that 20%. You take this trade, you have only 20% chance you might lose this trade, but you have 80% win rate. So allow that to happen. Sit back, relax. The second thing is mental skill. Yeah, mental skill. Huge portion of day trading is mental. It's emotion. Literally 20%, it's probably just finding a setup, which is pretty easy. Just go on YouTube, right? Search up day trading strategy. You have a bunch to choose from to start with, right? So that's not the main focus. Right now, your real main focus is the emotion side of trading, which is literally a huge portion of it. And that part of that is mental skill. You have to have mental skill. All right, here's what I mean by that. Imagine you're a basketball player, you're a soccer player or hockey player, football player. Name your sport, right? And you know that you can, get the free throw and shoot 3 times in a row, 4 times in a row, 5 times in a row, because you showed up every single day. You have that ability to keep shooting. You have that, right? And now you're playing the game, and now suddenly the game is tied. You just got fouled, right? And now your shot suddenly has a huge weight of outcome. You don't make this shot, or you make this shot, it's a huge outcome. Huge. Now, what does that do? Now, regardless of how much you can shoot in a row, you have that skill, right? Now, the fact that you have this pressure on you, do you think that's going to get affected? You're that same guy who's able to shoot 10 times in a row from the free throw, right? And now you have this pressure. Can you do that? So that comes what? That comes what? Mental skill, right? And how do you achieve this when it comes to trading? It's by simply showing up every single day. Just as you're supposed to show up every single day. Show up every single day. Now, that person shooting the free throw, that's you, right? Because you showed up every single day for practice, and you showed up to many games of many seasons, you went through all the different type of circumstances that could happen. What do you think your mental game will be? Your mental skill will be? And now you're at that free throw, and the whole crowd is just watching for this shot to get, to be placed in the basket. You're gonna have a less ease. You're just gonna focus on your skill. Just shoot. More likely. So then, the other pressure. But in the beginning, that pressure will always affect you. Because you showed up every single day, you have less effect of that. And that's what's gonna happen to you. And the only way to overcome and have a mental skill in trading is showing up every single day and following your set of rules and consistently doing and executing those set of rules no matter the market, right? No matter the circumstance. You're going to shoot that ball. You see your setups? All right, cool. You also understood there's some sort of news going on in the market? This is my setup I'm going to execute. Right? There we go. There we go. Right? That right there. Mental skill. And thirdly, the third reason is really understanding and summarizing what trading is really about. And there's 3 factors to trading that you need to understand. Once you have these 3 factors to trading and understanding it, and then apply the first thing that I said and the second thingy, and then apply to it. Apply these 3 factors, what I'm about to mention about trading, to these 2. Your mental skill, and as well as thinking in probability. If you can do that, you're going to stay a bit longer in trading. All right? And that's this. Trading is just 3 factors. Number 1 is having a system. Having a system in place that you're going to follow consistently every single time. A system is essentially a set of rules. Once you see your setup, what are your set of rules that you're going to follow? All right, cool. I see my setup. My setup has 80% win rate. Okay, because he has 80% win rate, there's that 20% that I might lose I might lose on this trade. So therefore, I'm gonna follow this setup. Then I'm gonna follow my rules of having this much sizing of my position, and I'm gonna break. I'm gonna cut my stop loss here, and if the trade goes in my favor, I'm gonna first sell here this level of this percentage. When it gets to, I'm gonna sell this level of percentage. I'm gonna scrape off, capture, etc., etc. If the trade goes against me, this will be my stop loss, right? That right there is your system, is your rule. Don't break them. Because if you break them here and there, then you don't know what system to rely on. You don't know if your system is good or bad. So you have to have a system. Follow consistently. The second component of trading is risk-reward ratio. It's essentially risk management. That's literally the next thing. The second thing is risk management. Risk management is essentially a risk-to-reward ratio that you're pleased with. Deploying a certain amount of capital with the risk-reward ratio that you're okay with based on the trade and where you want your stop loss and your take profit. Lastly, and most importantly, while you're following the first factor, your system, and the second factor, and your risk management, while you're doing that, here's a third one: emotional control, emotional discipline. The ability to sit back, relax, and allow the probability to do its thing without getting all emotions, because there's nothing you can control. Why do you need to get your attachment to the trade? Because you have no control. Why do you need to do that? Keeping your emotion in check and following your set of rules. Okay? And in order to do all this thingy, it's consistency. That's what I've learned. And that's what I do in my trading. Literally every single morning, you can join me live. It's literally what I do. I trade 2 assets: SPY, S&P 500, and as well as Tesla. Every single morning, I trade them consistently, and that has helped me out a lot. Instead of focusing on many different trades, that helped me out so much, because now I don't have to focus on, because now I can see consistency. I can keep showing up to the basketball court and keep shooting, keep having that flow and having this court and what it feels like every time I bounce, what it feels like, and seeing every time I shoot with all the different circumstances, then maybe today is a lot more crowds than the other day, and how that feels when I'm shooting, all these things. Or when the score is, well, we're leading ahead or we're leading behind, and how's my skill level into these circumstances. So when you can trade consistently with one asset, with one, you know what I mean, that helps you out. And then keep in mind, have a long-term projection. Don't think right, because trading is long-term. You know what I mean? If you want to see results in trading, you have to show up every single day to improve. You improve by showing up every single day. And that means showing up every single day. Like year after year after year. Daily, weekly. So there you go. So there we go. The question now comes down to, are you ready to enter this world of trading? Are you ready? Because the thing where you're going to experience this transition from this world to the world of trading, it's a whole different world. It'll change you. It'll change how you even see the real world that you're currently in. Are you ready to start that journey? You must ask yourself that question. And there we go. With that all said, keep all this in mind throughout your trading journey.